If you're wondering where I've been, let me start from the beginning. I got a new job back in June. It was downtown, about 35 minutes away from my parents' house. The problem was that during rush hour, this 35 minutes turned into an hour, and then an hour and 15 minutes, and even 2 hours one time when there was a wreck. And this wasn't just a twice-a-day, 5-day-a-week drive, although that would have been bad enough. I was also driving back downtown in the evenings multiple times a week for other things. Racking up mileage on my car and sitting in rush hour traffic twice a day, I decided it was time to start looking for an apartment before I started hating my life. One of the first places I found was a certain one-bedroom apartment, about 10 minutes from work and within like 20 minutes of anything else I could ever wish to do. It was pretty much perfect in every way, and I loved the character. It just screamed Shelby's dream apartment. The thing is, this apartment was pretty much unattainable. They were looking for like the perfect tenant, one that makes 1 billion times the rent, amongst other requirements that I unfortunately did not meet. But after 3 weeks of searching for anything even remotely similar to the apartment I loved, I decided, why not just try? So I requested an application, and I begged. And I did not get the application, because less than 20 minutes after requesting it, it went off the market. I was sad. How was I ever going to find anything I liked so much? But then a crazy thing happened. Another apartment in the same building opened up, and it was listed under a new person who did not require 3 billion times the rent. So I requested to tour it. Well, the day of the tour comes around, and I'm very busy at work, browsing Zillow and reminiscing on the original apartment that I wanted, Shelby's dream apartment, when something catches my eye. The original unit that I wanted is no longer off the market. It's listed again, and by the same person who listed the other unit, meaning that they were no longer looking for the perfect tenant, they were looking for me. I felt like I was on top of the world. I toured both apartments on the same day, and I was so stunned to finally be touring an apartment that I was nearly paralyzed the entire tour and didn't speak a word to the realtor practically the entire time. Fortunately, however, my mother was with me, and despite my ability to form words of any kind, she made sure that I got all the info that I needed. So my mom was obviously very picky about where I chose to live, and for good reason. Neither one of us really liked the other unit that had opened up, but the original unit, Shelby's dream apartment if you will, we both loved. So I applied, and a few days later, I got it. But there was a catch. If I wanted to move into this apartment, then my lease was to start in 1 week. Now don't get me wrong, I did have some stuff from my old college apartment, but virtually no furniture, so I was on track to be having meals on my floor. So I got to work. I spent that last week driving in the rain to Goodwill almost every day. I scoured Facebook Marketplace, and I spent one of my last nights at home DIYing pretty much the only redeemable piece of furniture from my childhood. It's teal now. 1 mental breakdown in IKEA and 2 vehicle breakdowns later.
It's like, I can't go anywhere, so I will.
I finally got all my paperwork signed and went to pick up the key to my new apartment approximately 2 days before move-in. The hardest part was far from over though. I'd spent so much time shopping that I had not packed a thing.
It's like 11:30 right now, and like maybe 60% of my stuff is packed to move in tomorrow.
All things considered, this was one of the most stressful weeks of my life.
It was long and overwhelming and very intense.
Pretty much every other aspect of my life was taking a big hit.
I didn't go to open mic today for the first time ever. I missed it. I feel like my brain could short circuit at any second now.
Thankfully, it was all worth it when on move-in day, my mom's car battery died. And it took way longer to pack everything than expected, and we literally didn't get downtown until after 4 p.m. But I had all the support in the world. My brother was in town, and my mom and dad stayed at my apartment until like 9:30 at night helping me unpack. It felt like such a weight off my shoulders to finally be doing the thing that I'd been anticipating for so long, while simultaneously feeling like new weights were being placed on my shoulder every second. It was a 2-day long process moving in.
Okay, we're off for day 2.
But the next thing I knew, there I was, spending my first night at my apartment, making my first meal at my apartment.
I don't hate it.
And getting to do things downtown that were only 5, 10, 15 minutes away from my new home. Plus, the commute to work, enough to make a girl cry. Adjusting to the new place and fully unpacking has certainly taken some time, and it's still a work in progress.
I just spent 30 minutes hanging up these lights and they don't work.
But I'm proud to say that with the help of mostly my mom, I now have about 95% of my items unpacked and in place, and I am living my best life. I even had friends over at my apartment for the first time last night, and I can't wait to show the others soon. As I settle into place, I feel insanely grateful that I was somehow able to snag my dream apartment at age 23. And I hope that you guys will continue to give me grace, especially with YouTube, as I adjust to my new home, my new life, and my new life.